know what comedy is supposed to be about? It's supposed to be about a moment where people, you, me, wait, I did that backwards. I said, I'm supposed to do you, me. It's a time where people like you, me, where we're supposed to drop our vices or the stuff that hold us down that we self-conscious about. We're supposed to drop that for a second because it's not personal, and we're supposed to drop it and we're supposed to just laugh. But I've never seen a situation in my lifetime where someone telling jokes for a particular amount of minutes has created so much of a backlash for people want to do a virtual walkout. Yo, what the hell is a virtual? Yo, but what's up with y'all? What's up with y'all? Welcome back to Moxy Approved. What's up with y'all, Moxy Mobb? You already know what time it is. Hit that like button and watch this all the way through. And y'all know the new thing is, man, to share. All right, I really need y'all to share my videos, but y'all already know what that's about. But what we talking about? What we talking about? The virtual walkout over the Dave Chapelle special on Netflix finally happened. For any of you that's been keeping track of this, there's been a lot of backlash over this Netflix special that Chapelle did. And, you know, recently there was one of the workers that got in a lot of trouble for putting out financial information over this. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. We're not talking about a terrorist organization. We're not talking about some type of criminal organization. We're talking about a man that did a comedy special and did some jokes about transgender. But it's hard to really look at it. And I ain't gonna say it's hard to really look at it like that, because that's how we all looking at it like that. But it's hard to really relate to the other folks that's not looking at it like that, because they're trying to act like this is some whole terrorist event. Now, as you still here, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and subscribe. All right. I think the sad part about this is it shows that there's people that really can't take jokes. Okay. What Dave Chapelle did in that special, it was not anything to where it was like trying to get people to hurt people or anything like that. It was clever nuances, his opinions about stuff, and it was just jokes. And I mean, this has been out for a couple weeks now, and we still talking about this, okay? And I don't think any of the jokes that Dave did suffice this kind of negative attention. Now, there was a virtual walkout over this whole special. There was a pregnant BlackTrans, I forgot her name, Hagel or something like that. She was one of the conductors or organizers for it, because you know they got to be black. They know it's not going to really be effective if it's somebody white. They not stupid like that. They know it's got to be a BlackTrans that come out. And okay, the virtual walkout, any of y'all that work remote, y'all know. We work for a company, most of the time they giving you a computer. So a lot of these people is working from home. So that's why it's a virtual walkout. You just shut down your computer. They probably turn the internet off and start playing solitary or whatever the case may be. Or start finishing some of the work that they got to do for the rest of this week that they know is due. They just offline. I don't know. Yo, you already know they got work computers. So it's pretty much just cut the work computer off. That's a virtual walkout. All right. And I think the funny part about this is that if you want to talk about civil rights and protests and stuff like that, I think this is like one of the weakest movements you can see. All right, I'm for people living. I'm for people having a freedom of choice or something like that. But these are just jokes. No one was shot by the police over this. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised that Netflix took this stand that they did. But at the end of the day, I don't think I'll ever be really shocked when I know something has a possibility of making a lot of money. And they made a lot of money here. And I think it's just kind of crazy because it's a group of people that's mad because, and the reason why I bring up Netflix is because Netflix is not TV. What I mean by TV is if you got TV on, you have a little bit of choice. There's only a certain amount of channels you have on TV, all right? And if you have like the prime time TV, like ABC, NBC, like the major networks and stuff like that, there's only like a handful of those. So when you have stuff on those channels, as a consumer, you don't have too much control. So I think it's kind of crazy that they're doing this on Netflix, because on Netflix, a consumer really has to go on Netflix and go to that title and click it. They have way more control than they have on TV. And basically what they're saying is is that they don't even want people to be able to go to Netflix and click a title. I think that's just crazy. And it's like what Patrice Oneal said, no one is gonna die. You know, no one in the history that we know of murders has killed somebody over a joke. I'm gonna kill you because I heard this joke about killing somebody, or I heard this joke, period, and it's so funny, I think I should just kill somebody. Who's ever done something like that? Nobody. Now, a lot of people thought that this was gonna turn a different way because before this virtual walkout happened, Sarandos, which is the CEO of Netflix, I believe, one of the leaders of Netflix, the guy that said that he was not going to be taking down Dave Chappelle's special, the closer from all of this, he came out and said that he wished he would have acknowledged more that his employees are upset and hurt from this special. And it made a lot of people think that, oh, okay, he about to backtrack this and he about to take it down. But that's not the case whatsoever. That wasn't the case whatsoever. But a protest did happen outside of the Netflix office. Here's a clip on what happened, and I don't know, this was kind of weird.
Jokes! His jokes! I'm in charge of the protest now! I'm in charge! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives
Now, I don't know, that was kind of weird. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Dave Chappelle already has another special from just these events alone. He already got another special cooking. I mean, if you even look at the clip of this, you got white people protesting for him.
I'm in charge of the protest now! I'm in charge!
I actually did not see any, now I might be wrong. I didn't see nobody black in these clips that was protesting for Dave Chappelle. I saw white people protesting for him. Like this was weird. Then they started screaming Black Lives Matter. And I think that was like the people that was going against Dave Chappelle. Because don't forget, Black Lives Matter, once it got to LA, it turned into All Lives Matter. So I think they was trying to say Black Lives Matter, like Dave Chappelle talking about trans, he talking about blacks. That's just foul. And I'm not with that at all. But I'm glad the white dudes started screaming along, Black Lives Matter also. Look, that whole incident was weird. I know in the news article where this video was attached to, they said that chant was anti-Dave Chappelle, which really didn't make no sense to me. That's what the media was saying about it. It really didn't make no sense to me. But it was definitely, just from that clip, you could tell it was definitely a weird event. Any of y'all that's from LA or been to LA, y'all know how some of these protest events can get real weird in Hollywood and all that, because you know you're gonna always have people looking for clout, just in a weird level. I think it was like a preacher woman that had set up and like started preaching. I don't know what I don't know what that was about. All right, but I think this is very sad. And you know, there was transgenders that even spoke against this type of backlash against Dave Chappelle. The truth of the matter is like the whole Hollywood agenda, they're gonna be trying to push a lot of LGBTQ coming up, and a lot of trans folks, and it is what it is. You know, they'll you know, basically what they're saying is it's their time. People need to hear their voices, and yeah, let them hear their voices. I don't have a problem with that. I think everybody should be able to have their voice heard, especially comedy-wise. I'm not getting mad over no joke. I think they need to let their voice get heard. They saying that's, you know, this is like the LGBTQ's time, the trans time. Okay, it's their time, you know, but a lot of people are not gonna wanna hear no jokes about other demographic groups from the trans community. They ain't gonna wanna hear no anti-black people jokes after all of that, even from a black trans. Watch that, that's what happened. Because this backlash was so much. And I'm also seeing that they have the ability to use backlash as a weapon. And what I mean by that is backlash actually gets people paid. Like, I'm pretty sure Dave Chapelle and Netflix are getting paid out the arse from this. In my UK voice, out the arse from this, they getting paid from this. It's people that's having to watch this just to see why people are so upset on this. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening right now. I'm pretty sure their pockets is getting fat from people trying to check out why is so much of this big backlash for this. So don't forget, this can also be used as a mechanism to make money, which I'm pretty sure there ain't no way Netflix pulling it down. It's getting money from this. All right. But to go back what I said is that, you know, transgenders, LGBTQ, they're gonna have a problem being able to talk about other demographic groups because of this backlash that we saw, whether it's fake or not. And I think it was kind of corny because these are over jokes. Just think of all the other groups that you know, we do protests, like George Floyd. They sat on this man, you know, sat on this man's neck. All right. You know, even if you want to say Gabby Petito, I don't know if it was a protest over her, but she's been in the news. She disappeared. So we're seeing a backlash right now in the news over some jokes. Over beet juice. Over beet juice. That's what all this is for. And if you really want people's support on something, have a cause. I don't even think that this was a cause. All right. And I'll retract these words. I'll retract this statement when you show me proof that a trans died over these Dave Chapelle jokes, because I highly doubt that a trans is going to get killed over some jokes. And they have the right to do their virtual walkout. I think it's way bigger issues that we should be worried about rather than a comedian going on stage telling these jokes. I mean, black folks, I mean, come on now. We've heard them tell stuff that didn't come off as jokes about us. Remember when Don Imus called all those black girls nappy-headed hoes? Y'all remember that? That wasn't such a big deal. Don Imus ended up getting a contract bigger than any contract he ever got after that. Black people, we had to withstand that. So I think if demographic groups, if we all gonna be intertwined as a culture, gotta at least be able to take some jokes. Well, anyways, y'all know how we like to end our videos over here on Moxy Approved, right? With that water. I see y'all here next time on Moxy Approved. Yes, over jokes. You know what? I'm gonna say this too. Hold on. I'm gonna say this before I end this. I did not think that Dave Chappelle special was a classic. I didn't. But now, from all of this, it's definitely a classic. You gotta call it a classic. All right, now I'm gonna end it. Y'all know how we end our videos over here on Moxy Approved with that water. I see y'all here next time on Moxy Approved. Over jokes. That's right, over jokes.